Okay, this is how to graph rational equations. I'm doing that problem. Um, and here's the problem again. And first we factor the denominator and the numerator. And yeah, that's we do it. Um, and then from here we can find the wholes. And the way we find them is because x plus 3 and is in the numerator and in the denominator. So we can factor those out. And that's how we know that's a whole. So we just solve for x, and then so we get a whole is at the x value -3. So now we plug in -3 into the simplified equation, not this one, but the simplified one, which is that one. And then from here, we plug it in, and then we get -5 over 8. And that's the whole. And now we have, now that we have the simplified form, we can find the vertical asymptote. And here it is. And the way you find the vertical asymptote is you look at the denominator and the factors. And currently there's only one factor, so that's where that means there's only one vertical asymptote. You have to remember to factor and simplify as much as possible, because if you look at the vertical asymptotes here, this equation, you get it wrong. So you have to simplify it. So then you would get, then you would solve for x, and then x plus 1 equals 0, and then we get x equals -1. Next we find the horizontal isotope, and this is determined by looking at the kind of like the first like term, and it goes into kind of that like form. And the first term over here is the first term on both the numerator and denominator, so it'd be x squared minus 4x squared. And over here we can see the kind of rules. If m, which is the exponent, and n, which is another exponent of the numerator, exponent of the denominator. If m is less than n, then our horizontal isotope equals to 0. And then if m equals to n, our horizontal isotope equals to the coefficient, which is going to be a, of the numerator, divided by the coefficient of the denominator, which will be b. And then if m is greater than n, then there's no y-intercept. And then we take the -1, I mean the 1 and the -4 over here, because the coefficient of x squared is 1 in the numerator, and the denominator coefficient is -4. We divide them, we get -1/4. So now we plug in values. Like I decided to do 5 away from the horizontal asymptote, and so we plug in the numbers into this equation, and then I've already done that. So here's all the numbers we got. Remember, -3 is a whole, so it's undefined. So that's everything. And then first, when you decide you want to graph it, you graph the vertical isotopes and horizontal isotopes. And then next, what I would do is take the -3 and put it into the graph, and that's what we got. So -3 is in the graph. That's the x-intercept. I mean the x value of the whole. And then over here, we already solved for the y value, which is that -5 over 8. And then we just plug into our graph, and then that's the whole. And then we just plug everything else, and make sure. Yeah, I already said that. Just make sure that you are not crossing these lines, because those cannot be crossed ever.